Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Shimakaze. But we're not alone, we're divvied up. We've got Aaron and Airsoft Alphonse on the team. So I'll leave, as usual, I'll leave a link to Aaron's stream down in the comments for you guys. If you guys want to check out the stream where me and Aaron divvied up. Fun fact, we never lost. Not a single game. So fun. But no, it's always more enjoyable when you have people that you're enjoying playing the game with, right? Like, there's just no other way around it. Like, the game is more enjoyable when you have people that you can enjoy the game with, right? Being solo in this game all the time, it does get old. We can all agree, I think. I think we can all agree. Anyway, we're going to be in the Shima. Now, what you're going to recognize in this one is just textbook Shimakaze gameplay. Alright, and one thing that drives me crazy in World of Warships Legends is destroyers that don't do their jobs. You guys know this. And I practice what I preach, or at least I try, right? Like when I talk about destroyers doing their job, I try to go forward initially and spot for the team, and then I try to put myself in a good position, a defensible position that doesn't get me killed immediately, so that I can continue to affect the match for as long as possible by providing good spotting for my team, contesting and capturing bases, and when possible, helping to counter the enemy destroyers, right? These are the textbook Spartan Elite ways to play destroyers. And it's not just me that play it, that's just the way that I play, but that's the right way to play destroyers. Like, if you're not doing your job in this game, your team is going to suffer because of it. And that goes for any class, really, but for destroyers especially, because they got rid of all the plane spotting and stuff, it is prolific that you have to do your job. Now here you can see I have the Des Moines, I have the Hindenburg immediately, which is going to limit my ability to go in and contest that. So I just drop torps, spread the love to whom it may concern. Obviously Loria is my biggest target here because he's the most likely one to take a torp. But notice that I'm not fooling around, I'm going into the cap. Now as I push into the alpha cap here, the enemy destroyer is going to get radared by my cruiser behind me. Now as he radars the guy, unfortunately, I can't really engage him because I've got a Hindenburg, a Des Moines, a freaking Loria, the Shima, Poison, and Marco Polo nearby that just would not end well if I started shooting my guns in the middle of the cap, right? So I just let it go for now. Now, what's going to happen next is I'm just going to try to capture the base. Now, notice that I'm turning away from the direction that Shima was in. That's going to allow me to potentially dodge torps a little bit easier. Remember, Shima, Kaba, a lot of these legendary tier destroyers are really big destroyers. They don't turn particularly well. Shima and Kaba are two great examples of this. So you got to make sure that you're planning ahead. Now, Loria goes down early. So now we are going to turn back around and we're going to start to push towards that smoke screen. Now my teammate over here behind the island who radared already, he's going to be like, I need intelligence data. It's like, dude, he's in a smoke screen. What do you want from me? Unless they fire their guns, do you want me to just walk up into the smoke screen and say hello? Like, that ain't going to go well for any of us. But I digress. At the end of the day, I am going to put myself in a position to spot them if they fire their guns. And, in fact, they do fire their guns here, because I'm pretty sure they shoot at Aaron here. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Aaron is shooting at the cruisers in the middle of the map right now. And so, one of them is going to fire their guns. I think it's the Poison first. Marco Polo, obviously, is the one that gave him the smoke screen, unless that's a Shima smoke screen, which it could very well be. But you've got two gigantic battleships that is basically stationary, and I'm in a Shimakaze. Like, this is Gratuitous Shima at its absolute finest. Super sneaky ninja strats, but notice that I'm not going straight up and shotgunning. I'm just getting close enough to guarantee multiple hits, and then getting some distance in case they decide to push out. Now remember, Poison has a 6-kilometer sonar, right? So if he had a sonar running, I'm in trouble. But Shima decides to come back in. I'm going to start landing torpedoes and ruining people's lives. And you can see the torps coming in. We're going to have to get skinny here. And this is what I'm talking about. With being able to turn away from the threat, we're able to dodge the torps. Now, these were not initially meant for me. These were meant for the cruiser on the back of the map. But we did get a shot into the Shima that time. And we are going to go ahead and get away from these torpedoes, no problem. Marco Polo takes a shot on us, but he's already dead. And just like that, we're up to 137,000 damage. It's a perfect example of why you can't just sit in smoke screens. Because they work both ways. You may have the ability to sit in your smoke screen and not be spotted, but so do I. Because you're sitting in your smoke screen, I'm not spotted. I can get a lot closer. And because of that, I land a gajillion torpedoes, and their entire team just gets obliterated on this flank. Now, not only that, but I've managed to capture the base. So I'm going to move back across the map, and I'm going to head towards Charlie Cap. I also want to make sure that I'm in a position to potentially catch their Shima, who we know is relatively close by. Now, I don't want to chase the Shima here, because the Shima has a Des Moines and a Hindenburg. Those are two prolific heavy cruisers that will absolutely murder me. So I can't afford to get into that fight, right? I want the Shima preferably to come to me. Now, I'm not proud of how this fight goes in a moment, but yeah, I kind of get caught. I knew he was here. I knew I was going to be ready for him. I go ahead and fire the guns, and as soon as I fire the guns, I just try to put the torps out here to whom they may concern, see if we can trap him. Worst case scenario, he ends up beaching here. I'm going to drop my smoke because, again, don't want to take any unnecessary damage. And we're going to be able to drop our spot here, and then we're going to be able to shoot the Shima. But unfortunately, smoke firing penalty is a thing, and I'm too close to the Shima. But fortunately for me, the team ends up taking him down. Now, I didn't need to drop that smoke. I thought that it was going to give me an advantage. In fact, it was a wasted smoke. So again, this is one of those moments where this smoke could have potentially helped save my teammate in a little bit. I'll go over that in a little bit. But as we try to push around the corner here, I ask in the comms what my team want me to do. And by my team, I mean my division, right? Aaron and Airsoft are over here taking up a central position, trying to affect both sides of the map. They're shooting at the cruisers on the right. They're shooting at the guys on the left if they get a chance. So when they don't really give me an idea, I just go, okay, I'm going to go to Charlie, and then I'll spot, right? So I just beeline it straight for Charlie, assuming that the caps could come into play here, right? We've already got one cap, gave our team a huge advantage in points, and I want to make sure that we maintain that points lead if we can. So as we continue to push towards the Charlie cap, we also, hopefully, will be spotting the guys on the right, the two cruisers. But they are not our number one priority. Why is that? Well, simple. Cruisers, kiting to the back corner of the map, have a limited impact on the gameplay. Unfortunately, because I used my smokescreen, I'm not going to be able to use that to help out Aaron in a moment, when he could have definitely used a smokescreen in this fight. And then he had potentially stayed alive a little bit longer and been able to do more. But either way, he's done a good job. He's put himself in good positions. He's got good shots on the cruisers early on, good shots on the Poison or the Loria early on. It's just been one of those matches where everybody kind of runs away. And those are just always the worst in battleships because it's frustrating. You can't see anything. And you can see he's getting torped by the Shima here. I think he only takes one. But still, I mean, that's almost guaranteed damage con right there because you're going to get the flood. So as he smokes up, he's going to go back into the cap here. He does fire his guns as the smoke dissipates. And the defense, unfortunately, one of the worst ships to have to fight in the Colombo is a defense. I don't know why, but the Colombo is the one ship that just does not like to fight a defense. I've played against the defense in a lot of battleships, but the Colombo, for whatever reason, just decides that it does not like to fight the defense. It just doesn't do enough damage to the defense, where a lot of battleships will just simply yeet them. Now here you can see I do drop torps on the defense, expecting him to kind of like sit there in his smoke screen. I wanted to maybe flush him out. But yeah, unfortunately I don't have a smoke screen for Aaron, so he's kind of caught. He's got a Hindenburg, a Des Moines shooting at him. He's got the Preußen all the way in the back of the map and a defense. Like, this is incredibly frustrating for the battleship captain. It just is. But as we kind of pushed out here, the first thought on my mind was, I'm just going to run up and shotgun this battleship. There's no reason, like, we've won this game. But we haven't. Their destroyer is actually doing a pretty good job of moving around and capturing bases. He may not be the most effective destroyer on the planet, but he's at least capturing bases and keeping his team relevant in this fight. And our team is losing enough ships because of chasing people or whatever. We're losing enough ships that this game is actually way closer than it should be. So here, we're going to go ahead and drop some torps out here on the Preußen, and then we're going to turn away from him. Again, he's not a huge impact on the game at the moment, and I don't want to give away my position. I want to just kind of give him an opportunity to get complacent. As a destroyer captain, a lot of times you just got to give battleships a little bit of room, and they will make the mistakes, right? They'll forget about you. And the fact that this guy is still spotted and nobody's around him to spot him, and he's not firing his guns because he's not in range to shoot anything, he should know there's a destroyer nearby. But now you can see he does fire his guns at our cruiser. They've got a destroyer over at Alpha that has moved from Bravo, and this is what I was meaning when giving him space. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to get complacent. We land another torpedo, get that flood on the Preußen, and we do have one more rack of torps, but I don't want to send it right away, right? There's a good chance he's just used his sonar to try to spot the last rack of torpedoes. I've been kind of spacing the torps out a little bit, and once I give him a little bit of time to kind of think, okay, well, there's not a third rack. Maybe he used them somewhere else. As soon as that happens, I drop the third set of torps, and then I head over in the direction of contesting the cap and potentially spotting the defense, right? We still have Alphonse over here to help with the defense, but our goal here is simple. Spot, contest, hit the battleship if we can, and then we're going to try to put ourselves in position to affect the enemy defense. Now, that last set of torpedoes is looking real good out there on the Preußen. And as we move into the cap, this defense has got to know that he now has a destroyer in the cap with him. But watch what he does here. Notice that as we take down the enemy Preußen, I've got my torps back. I set one short just in case he decides to hide from Alphonse, and then I put the other one just on the other side of the island, expecting him to try to come at me, right? If I'm in the defense, I would love to go for a destroyer right here, right? It's a huge play for your team. So I have to be careful. And so I play to the fact that this guy is probably going to come after me. And so when we place these shots out there, of course, Alphonse is doing his job. He's trying to get rid of the defense as well. I'm just sitting tight because I'm expecting these torps to land. They look really, really good. And all we need is one, and we take him down. And now because we take him down, we're at 199,000 damage. We've got our third kill of the game. We're capturing the base, which is going to secure the points lead for our team, right? Alphonse is right there at the Bravo cap as well, meaning he's going to be able to capture that base. So the enemy destroyer really cannot affect the outcome without just killing people. And when you've got two cruisers up against your destroyer, like, it's going to be real hard to kill those cruisers. Like, it just is. You're the only real threat to them, right? So at this point, given the fact that I'm going to get this cap, I'm basically guaranteeing the win for the team, right? Me and Alphonse both capturing the bases. That forces the enemy to lose, right? Like, all we have to do at this point is run away, we win. No further engagements are necessary. However, this is the part that I don't recommend, but this is also the part of me where I'm like, okay, there's no way we lose this. Defense is very healthy, also has big heals. Alphonse is so far away that nothing can touch him. And we're going to have all the caps, right? So at this point, I'm looking at my score. I'm going, I got 199,728 damage. I want a little bit more damage to get over that 200k barrier. So I'm like, I'm going to just sail in the direction of the closest enemy ship, which we know is most likely a cruiser. It's either going to be the Des Moines or the Hindenburg. And there's a chance that we run into their destroyer too, who's likely trying to make his way into Charlie, right? If you plot the direction that he was traveling, he went from Delta to Bravo to Alpha, there's a good chance he's coming into Charlie, right? Process of elimination. But as he's doing that, I'm just coming over here to try to get 200k, right? There's no way that I lose this. Worst case scenario, they do a lot of damage to me. Maybe they kill me. We still win on points. Like, there's no danger here, right? There's no danger of throwing the game for the team. Normally, in this situation, you just run away, right? Don't do what I'm doing. But, again, I make content for you guys, so, you know, a 200k game is a lot better than a 199,000 damage game, right? It just looks better in the title. But yeah, this has been a great, fun match to showcase just the absolute basics of destroyer play, right? Not putting, like, always being in position to help your team. Doing your job will almost certainly put you in position to do damage, right? Like, you don't have to go for damage every time, but you can see fighting a Hindenburg with a Shimakaze in a gunfight, not what you want to do, right? However, with one shot, we get 5 pins. We're up to 201,000 damage, and the man darn near death strikes us with one shot. and he goes down to the defense. So once again, we spot the enemy, we do our job, we get our 200k game, and right there, did you guys see that? That was AP coming in from distance. What does that tell you? Well, that tells me that the enemy Des Moines is the one in the Alpha Cap, which means that the Shima is the one off my bow. Now, there's only 10 seconds left, so this game is all but over. But there was the potential to potentially intercept and gunfight this last destroyer as well. But it never came to fruition. The game ended on points. But shout out to Aaron and Alphonse, 201,000 damage game, top of the leaderboard with 3,864 base XP. Alphonse coming in second, and unfortunately, Aaron getting the worst end of the bargain in a battleship in this lobby. But still, it was a fun game, a fun stream. If you guys get a chance, like I said, I'll leave a link to the stream down in the comments so you guys can check out the stream, see what you guys think. And if you like what we're doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.